Alright guys, this is gonna be a pretty straightforward market analysis video because it doesn't need to be very complex. What you need to understand is this. Let's go to the weekly. Let's say you are an insider and you bought Leaps here or Dark Pool. All you're waiting for is for that date to literally offload them here. Okay? So whatever happens here doesn't really concern you. Now, like a lot of funds and this and that, if you haven't loaded, you're looking for an entry for the end of year rally. So you have OPEX on the 21st. Okay, so all we've been doing here, this selling here is killing, pulling down the premiums on everything that's a little bit longer dated. Okay, short term, you see this is very controlled. 3 down, 3 down, 3 down. I would not be surprised if you get 3 up and down. Okay, this is uncontrollable. This is controlled. Huge difference. So that's why we were so successful on Friday, because we calculated that the range, the premium range, right, need to hold around 20 cents on the contracts up here. And there's a good possibility of a squeeze, and we caught it, and it was great. And you even have a hourly cross here. So bear with me as I paint you the picture. You kind of have to go to ES here to see. I've been talking a lot about this bull flag. They saved it. Had it gone under here, this is the triangle, the wedge, it would have been validated. So it went to scoop up all these orders, right? I don't personally think this is the final sell. This is the reason why. You only put in a short-term bottom when you zero out the NAMO. Okay? Follow me here. That does not mean that we're gonna get a crash, but take a look here. I think we're somewhere here. Here's that first sell. You're gonna get a little bit of a pop, and post OPEX something's gonna happen. It doesn't seem like they're gonna be opening this government soon, but a week from now things could have changed radically. Okay, same thing here. You're probably gonna get a lot of chop. All of these charts show a final bottom. Okay, now volatility chart the same for then an absolute crush. Okay, same here. Maybe we were this kind of represents what we've been doing the best, where we sold the whole week, we bounce back, you chop it further, then you get that fake breakdown. I keep talking about the fake chop, 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 fake breakdown and go. Okay, so if you can't go from consolidation because everybody's trapped, everybody's decayed to shit, what do? You give a fake breakdown. This here was a fake breakdown, and you saw what it triggered, right? It triggered a bunch of orders and a bunch of buying. So I wouldn't be surprised if we're married to this trend line and then we come down for a step. It could even, you see these wicks? see this week in particular from that Friday, it's yet to be filled, right? And usually before a major move, you go in and put in something like that, and you fill weeks. Okay, here you see came down, bounced, came back down again, and ripped, right? The same thing here. You had this huge sell, gap up, it came down to fill these orders that were left. Now this is flat, that means there's no orders left right there. There's orders left on this, so I wouldn't be surprised if we rally, let's say, to this trend line, hold a little bit, and then come down. Now, the fractal paints the same picture but longer time frame, which means you should go up all of next week, and then here's OPEX, right? That weekend, Friday into Monday, something horrible should happen, right? This kind of shows the same, well, it's the same fractal, but just with candlesticks. So these are not exact, they're just to give you ballpark, but I think they're really, really, really good to have, okay? And it's more about the movement rather than price. Like, I'm not expecting us to hit the JPM collar into November 21st. Wouldn't be too surprised either, but I'm just saying, I don't think we get up there. If we do, fantastic. How will we know? Well, next week's Monday we will know more, meaning this week's Monday. So you did catch some gains here after hours as well. This was a rally into resistance. This is a huge resistance, right? This 671.12. You need to gap up. Now, if you gap up, obviously let's say this is what, three things can happen. Government opens up. I give it 3% chance at this point. You rally to 680 on Monday. The reason those 680s ripped so hard in the day, also from 14 to like 27, I believe, was that I think it marked the range. I think it marked the range. So you see this volume shelf here? I think that it has a good chance in a regular market of being the top of the range next week. If you go down on Monday, we have a phantom here. Okay, came in after hours. We will put in a B shape or W shape next week, and we will end the week here in hopes of government shutdown being over. Monday will tell us. You either rip, either way I would sell my YOLOs, because what is the function of this whole thing? I'm circling back. It is to decay premiums further out. Now there's only two things that they're gonna do. There's two things they're gonna do. They will either know that everybody's waiting on this dip and they will fucking just grind this straight higher, or they're gonna give that dip. Either way, if you get into long leaps right now, I don't know if it's gonna make your life easier. It might make it harder, because psychologically you will sit through decay for about a week and a half. So I am going into this week with scalping mentality, meaning I want to be buying all the way down here, especially if Monday gaps down. I mean, you're literally gonna get one move again this week. If we go, fucking great, sky's the limit here. Now, as far as the levels for next week, I'm showing some nodes up here and I'm showing some shit down here. So if it is a week where we just do this, we're holding this low but we're not cracking this, that's still a $20 range to play with. And then even though you want to, you're fucking chasing the dopamine, you can scalp it. But what you're really wanting to do is you want to catch this gamma squeeze and just be honest with yourself that premiums are not fucking set up here. You're gonna want this because this is suspicious as fuck. That's all I'm saying. As far as individuals, Meta obviously had a really nice move. I think I sold here, and again held 600, came up. Now imagine this decays down to 600 again, or putting in a higher low at 608. It's gonna attract buyers. This is by far my number one end of year stock. Number one. I'm fucking Team Zuckerberg all the way. Not only have you gotten a earnings gap down, you've decayed a whole quarter, you've gapped down, you've fucking sold even more, you've gone to gap fill. Yet overall nothing's changed, right? You got some hefty earnings numbers to beat, but I think, 2 quarters, you gotta add 10 billion. Woo-hoo-hoo-hoo. But don't forget about these earnings. If the market runs up and the Nasdaq, like, this will go to 720 from down here. This has a $100 move in it. The question is, think about it. You want to buy in the money and sit on it? Would you buy here, or would you wait 2 weeks to grab it here? That makes a huge difference, right? Okay. Nvidia. I kept saying it's going to 180. It's going to 180. It fucking bombs $10 on a Friday. They juiced contracts here for like 2 weeks as well. Right? Where's it gonna go? It's gonna go to 215. I've said it in the chat and live on voice. It's got 2 targets, 180 and 215. It's hit 180. Question is, does it also come back, undercut, put in a double bottom? Then it's like this. Think about it, what these stocks do in the next 2 weeks. And then having money, you've scalped it for a couple of weeks, and you know, oh shit, they hold time-wise, OPEX is done, they're gonna fucking send this into next OPEX. It's a huge move. I haven't really looked at Abgo, but again, remember when I said he was going to 350 and we were down here? And that seemed crazy, and now it's hanging out there after this week, right? Tesla. We caught this ripper, got out thankfully. Unless Elon says he's doing a bunch of buybacks, I don't know. I think this is kind of played out by now. Usually this pattern that can't break that high retreats. Apple. Don't have anything on it except it has not been nearly as shit as everybody else, and I would think this is building up to be a huge cup pullback, and then it will go to where all the upgrades were, which is 315, especially if Nvidia isn't allowed to sell to China. Microsoft. Daily Stow killed. Last time that happened, it put in a low. It wasn't an easy play because trading Microsoft is like eating screws, but this can easily put on $50 here. It's again faded earnings hard twice. This is a nasty pattern, but it can be used as a vehicle, of course. MSTR, Michael Saylor out on Saturday saying buy now. Okay, well, you could have made your year's money if you were in the money here, or if you were in 240s at the gate with size juiced IB across the board. So to me, right now, this looks like a IB pump. So be very careful. Now, Netflix. We have tangoed with this name. Holy moly. Like, we've tangoed with this. I would think this week into the split, especially if the market goes up, this gets to 1120. If above here, fantastic. If it makes a cup, beautiful. Maybe a pullback, and then it can go. Those are the main names I'm looking at. Baba had some funky premiums, and again, a lot of this is about these tariffs, right? A lot of this has to do with these tariffs. I just think that the next 2 weeks we should really pick our spots. I'm not super bullish. I got some runners. I'm 95% cash. If this goes, fantastic. That'll make my next week even easier, because it'll mean I will trade even less. Now, Saturday, today, you get some China numbers. We'll see how those play out. Forecast is that their GDP is gonna go up, but let's see what their inflation rate is. Forecast is for it to be up a little bit. Bank of Japan. A lot of Bank of Japan on the calendar here. That is never a good thing. Not a lot going on Monday, unless you get news. No one cares. Tuesday, bank holiday. So if you trade on a cash account, which I recommend you do, don't use up a lot on Monday. Now, play number 2. I'm not gonna go through it all, but historically, as of late, what have they done on bank holidays? They've moved the market higher. So let's say we hold some levels like this on Monday. You could easily on Tuesday catch a nice IB pump from like 699 to 675 on no news. Okay? So look for premium decay on Monday, especially if this turns into some bogus inverted head and shoulders. Tuesday is gonna be the day to play. So we will probably, my first main trade I'm looking at is literally a Monday to Tuesday overnighter. Okay, that's what I'm looking at. Maybe I'll ride some Netflix on Monday, you know what I mean. Tuesday, some business optimism. Fed bar, ADP employment change. All right, there we go. That could be the catalyst, right? Wednesday, mortgage stuff. These Fed speakers cannot get enough of themselves, literally. Bank of Japan, not minutes, 10-year auction, more Japanese data, European data. Thursday, 30-year bond auction, Chinese data. This is all listed here, but if the government shut, it's shut. Friday. So yeah, kind of a bleh data week. Almost makes me think, I don't know about you, maybe government opens up, they have to release all the data, it's as we get some good news and we rip, you know what I mean. Yeah. Okay, but again, this is everything. Now let's quickly look at some earnings. Yeah, you got some of these A-grade sheet stocks reporting. You got CoreWeave, Rigetti, Big Bear, Rocket Lab, ASTS, Plug, Oxy. I'm sure Home Depot is as well. OKLO and Beyond Meat, Circle, Disney, JD. So you got some names you could play if you're in the mood. If you're not in the mood, I don't blame you. Hasn't been the best earnings season. Baba, Thursday, 13th, maybe. Everything's been nutty flush. This is still a huge bull flag though. At some point this is going to explode and I want to be in it, right? I really do. Need that weekly to regain. So anyways, that is kind of it. Let's check out the gamma real quick for next week. Here is what, Monday, you close somewhere here. Yeah, you need a gap up and then you can possibly work. On good news, you fucking open there. Otherwise, you see this bottom here, it's still pretty huge and will undoubtedly on no news work as a magnet. Tuesday, remember what I said, you could get a gamma drift just cause. Looks like once we get over this guy, the sky is the limit, huh? Wouldn't that be something if they open the government there? Wednesday, looks like a big nothing burger week. Thursday, yeah, that's not happening. Looks like they're look at this. Here's Wednesday. It's almost like they're marking the gamma into OPEX for the quarter, right? So they're stabilizing all the premiums. Yeah, that's Thursday, and then Friday. Yeah, it looks like a real back and feel chop week. Okay. This is hilarious. This stock is hilarious. Whoop. Maybe a little bit of pullback. Then it's time for 3:30. Alright guys, that is it. I'll see you next week. And remember, keep an eye on the VIX. This did close high, so I'm hoping still for a gap up. God bless.